Hello, everyone. Hello. Uh, this is Sophie and Lynn. Um, yes, we start the meeting now. It's one. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
We start the meeting now. We are at 1 p.m. today, Thursday. I was Lynn, surely.
Hi, everyone.
Okay.
Today we're going to be talking about girl power. Now, this doesn't mean this is not anti-girls, anti-boys, any kind of stuff like that. It just means talking about the two different sexes. We're talking about women, and we're talking about men, girls, boys, etc. I hope we have enough people at this meeting because I got a few cancellations, and let's wait till people come on. And we know that in life, women never make the same money as men. There's not total equality, but we do the best that we can, and that's the only thing that we can do. So I'm hoping to start the meeting soon. We're waiting for other people to come, and then we'll start. For anybody who was here, did you contact Leah? Because
Yes, she's there.
okay, great. For
Yes,
any
thank you.
people who have been part of Lynn's Kids or Saving Souls Women's Network, we know that there are some books that are due. On the 15th of January, we have Dethroning the President, and that's all about Donald Trump. And on the 15th of January, we have the Spiritual Woman. And that involves the women that are part of this. And I think that today the only woman that's going to be here is going to be Lynn and Leah. Hopefully she'll make it. So otherwise I'm probably just talking.
Well, Hamlet is from the girls.
Yeah, but he doesn't take part in these books.
Okay, we just
So
started.
Mohammed's book that he's doing, you'll have to speak to him about it. I already gave him my copy. There are no excuses for not giving him your copy by now. We all have the same amount of time. I know I'm very busy. So if you're busy, don't tell me you're busier than I am, because I know I'm busier than you probably are, and that's fine. You'll work at our same speed, but he's trying very hard to have this book come through. Has to do with the brain. I talked about creativity and the brain, which I think is, for me, that's a very important thing. And it's very important also to keep our brains occupied, because when you have too much time to spare, all you become miserable and you become depressed and you're not filling in your time the right way. The whole point is to fill in your time the right way. So I'm just going to wait till I see some people here. And instead of talking to myself, I think that would be a good idea. Perfect. No,
Okay.
nobody's in the
I'm
window.
trying to go back to Messenger and WhatsApp to
Okay,
remind
thank you.
everyone. Sweetie, they will come. It's only 1 p.m.
I know, I
So
see
no
that,
rush.
Tofik.
No rush. Or you can keep talking.
I have no reason to talk to myself. I
Okay.
said everything I had to say.
Thank you.
I mean, how much could I possibly say?
Calm down, baby.
I'm very calm. Well, I'll put on my show since they're not here anyway. Good.
I'll call you
Supported more.
later.
Wealthier plans have zero or low plan premiums and copays. Get the Visa Flex card, one of the many benefits you could receive with WellCare. Call 1-844-950.
And Latifa and Mohammed.
I guess they will come.
And if they don't, they don't. That's it. No.
Hi there. We just started. You know what? Just come to the meeting. You have the link, and they will fix it. I will ask you, and I will help you how to send the photos on Zoom and how to send this voice message. No, so it's my job, okay? Please, just come on. I'm together with Lynn. I'm waiting for others to start. Thank you. Okay, please, no worries. Come first. Thank you. We love you.
Screaming at the top of my lungs. I woke every single person in my house. It was crazy.
With Betfair Casino, you can play your favorite casino games anywhere in New Jersey. Join today to play your first game risk free.
Vicky. Hello.
What?
Hello.
Hi.
Smile. Smile. Okay. They're coming one by one, okay?
Okay, we'll see.
Hello. Hi, Leah.
To win your Social Security disability benefits for you. We'll deal with the government. You have enough to worry about. When you really need your benefits, call 1-800-66-BINDER. People giving thanks, sharing hope, spreading love.
Gail King, Anthony Mason, and Tommy DeCouple. Weekday mornings on CBS.
Okay, waiting for everyone.
My name is Dr. Lena Cabot. Just to give you a little of my background, I'm a specialist who deals with people who suffered a stroke. I've treated cases ranging from mild to severe. Now, it's too early to determine where yours falls within that spectrum, but I have achieved a very high percentage rate of success. So I'm hoping that brings you some comfort. I know this is scary. You're going to have a lot of questions along the way. And I promise to be as honest and straightforward about your treatment and prognosis as I can. Adam tells me you're a fighter. That's good, because we're going to need that fight to recover from this. So, we begin with a few tests to assess your function. From there, we'll set a baseline to determine what your next stage of therapy will be. You ready to get started?
Yeah.
Hi. Hey.
Brought you a caffeinated refresher.
Oh, wow, thank you.
From the tone of your text, it sounded like you were going through something. So, that was going on.
No, I'm having a disagreement with my business partner about a story.
Well, what's new with that? You've barely been bumping heads since you started working together.
Yeah, that's true.
So why's it bugging you so much now?
Well, because, we've become involved.
Have you now? Oh, boy. I remember you talking about the possibility of that, but I didn't know you actually did it.
Well, I didn't know that it would ever happen. When I first started working with him, things were very contentious between us. And they still kind of are, right? Billy is still Billy. He's always doing something outrageous, and I'm trying to talk him out of it.
Right, but now it's about more than just work. Well, I have some experience.
We're gonna give it to 115.
Yes.
Fair enough?
Yes. You're right. I sent to Leah. I'm sending a message to Latifa. We are.
How about Mohammed? He's not here either.
I'm Mohammed. That's it. I'm Mohammed.
I told you what I feel.
Yeah, that's what I'm realizing.
So what are you most worried about?
Worried is more just come to terms with the fact that I've gotten myself involved with a very complicated person.
I mean, that could be a fun thing too, to be with someone like that. Someone who's that unpredictable, passionate, tense. I miss it sometimes.
So what? Are you saying that I should just be grateful that I have Billy in my life at all?
That's what you take away from this, then doesn't matter, I think.
Billy, come on over. Hey, rough day? Business as usual. You
on the other hand, look like you're on top of the world.
Oh, I've been sitting here thinking back, doing a bit of reminiscing. I do a lot of that lately. Good old days, huh?
Okay, I'm contacting anyone. You're right. It's quite confusing that no one is coming now.
No, it
Okay,
doesn't look
anyway,
good.
you said 15 minutes. we will leave.
1:15, it's over.
Sure.
If it's not important enough, then we don't do it.
You're right.
I'm giving up 3 days a week for these meetings.
You're
and
right.
very easy.
You're right. No discussion.
Oh, somebody's here.
Yeah, let me see.
Well, Jackie hit the nail on the head when you mentioned second chances.
You handling it?
I got a million.
No one is here, baby.
It says waiting room.
Zoom user. I don't know. Okay, I'm accepting. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Okay, who is it?
I don't know.
Oh,
Hello. Hi, Latifa. Okay.
hi, Latifa.
Okay. Hi, Latifa.
Hello, hi.
Hi, let me
Can
shut
you hear us?
Can't hear a thing. I'm shutting it.
Yeah.
You can
Hello.
hear us?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Speak to Lynn. Go ahead.
Salam alaikum.
Okay.
Salam
The first thing I
alaikum.
need from you, Rama.
Okay,
if I
listen.
need- okay, can I say it, Tofik?
Yes, listen to
I
Lynn.
need a picture of listen, I need a picture of Rama
Okay.
so that I can feature it for student of the month. And all that means is that she comes to occasional meetings and she can show us how she cooked like she did before. It's not a big deal. And it really isn't a lot of
Let me say one word to Latifa. Sister, Latifa, I'm speaking to you.
let me see the baby.
Yes, please. There is no.
I want to see the baby.
I understand. We are here to have. Listen, please. I'm speaking.
ما عم اسمع انا اسمع بص وماهر
Latifa,
نزلي ماهر على تيتي دقيقة لأنه ما عم اسمع أبدا نزلي ماهر لتحت لعند تيتي راما اسمع بنوب والله ما عم اسمع ماسا كوني كايند شوي
الآن تسمع؟ الآن تسمع؟
الأولاد اللي عم يحكوا ما في مجال اسمع
اسمع الآن؟
هلا تمام
الآن؟
هلا تمام
Lynn, please. Latifa, respond me. Do you hear us, me and Lynn?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. So, Latifa, you sent the picture, and why Lynn invited Rama and Massa? Just because we love them and we have kids, and we have a lot of kids joining. Listen, please, I understand. We have a lot of kids joining. I will be direct. We love you. There will be no problem for Rama and Massa to be online, to be the girl of the month. You know, Tufi and Lena. Okay, I guess I said it all. Okay, thank you. So well, today we will have Rania, Muhammad's sister. We call the meeting Girls Power. And today will be for kids. When we say kids, we respect everything. Okay, Latifa and Leah, you can. I will.
ممكن بس اشرح لك الوضع انا عندي كيف؟
نعم.
انا ما راح اقدر اوصفه بالانجليزي لانه عن جد يعني ما لغتي كثير انه اكون قادر اوصف الوصف. هو المشكله انه الاولاد صار كل شيء على الانترنت. يعني انا اليوم من الساعه 9 الصبح للساعه 4 نحن على الانترنت مع المدرسين يلي بالمدرسه اونلاين. فالاولاد عم يملوا اصلا ما عاد لهم نفس ابدا يقعدوا على الجوال او يقعدوا يعملوا ميتينج او شيء. فانا اكثر احيان بطلع بمشي انا وياهم شوي بيرجعوا بيناموا تعبانين. يعني ما في فرصه ابدا عرفتني. فانا مشان هيك انا بنحبكم وراما وماسة بيحبوكم بس هو الظروف يعني هلا لانه في مدارس وهيك فممكن انه على السمر ان شاء الله.
اوكي
هذا السبب بالعكس خليني بس اقول لك شغله اللي بقلبي شوي. انا كثير والله بحبكم وبحترمكم واصلا انا يعني بتمنى انه احضر معاكم كل الاوقات والله. بس هي انه الوضع يعني غير عن طاقتي عرفتني شلون؟ فانا مشان ما اوعدكم واخلف انه انا بس مشان هيك.
Okay. She said that it's not about asking for. She said they have special time now, and this time is they have a lot of Arabic courses, a lot of homework.
What time is good for her? How about that?
She's there, and she will attend today. But just because I asked her, I noticed that you can okay Wendy now. She said, "I love you, okay, Lynn, I love all members, but just because my kids are busy. But today, now she's there.
So,
أنا شرحت كل شيء مرحبا ينسى.
enough time.
الله
استسمع.
يجزيك الخير يا
Okay,
رب.
مرحبا
okay,
مرحبا.
no, there's never a problem with it. We're just happy to see you when the girls can make it. We can also, hi Leah, we can also always adjust the time for, like if you'd rather meet on a Saturday, and it would be easier for you to do that.
يعني أي يوم يكون أطفال إن شاء الله مرتاحين ممكن لكن إذا ما كانوا هم مرتاحين that's fine. We love you and yes. That was Rania. Okay, forget now. Forget.
Okay, right now, we'll talk to you after,
Later.
okay?
Okay, go ahead.
We'll talk to you after. Okay, we just waiting for Mohammed to get here. Well,
Hi.
here he is. Hi, yes, he is. Okay, so I want you to meet Rania. We have, go in here. Okay, we have a very wonderful young lady here for you to meet, Rania. Her name is Massa, and we have the other Rania, who is a student of the month for January, the beautiful lady who is standing there. And today we're going to start adjusting the times of our meeting so we can accommodate all of our candidates. And today we're going to talk a little bit about girl power. So I'm going to ask Rania to start, Rania Mohammed's sister to start. So do you think that girls are treated fairly? Do you think that the girls are given the same treatment as boys are, or are they treated differently?
Leah, she started. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
مرحبا. Okay.
What do boys do?
Rania, fix the mic. Thank you.
Go ahead, Rania. Don't be shy.
Can help me.
Okay, Muhammad is there. Muhammad is there.
Yeah, he's here. He's just eating.
Okay,
Okay.
eat and come on. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So let me ask, while we're waiting for Mohammed, let me ask Rania and Massa if you think that girls are treated fairly. Are they treated the same way that boys are, or are they treated differently? Go ahead, girls.
It seems that Rania needs the help of Muhammad. She can't do it. I understand.
I'm not talking about Rania. I'm talking about Rania from Latifa.
What do you
Okay,
think?
Go ahead,
What
Rama.
is it like at school?
Rama say the name is Rama.
Okay. Go ahead, sweetheart. Tell us
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about whether you think that girls are treated the same as boys are.
Okay, let's Rama in the camera. Come to the.
Rama, don't be shy.
Oh,
It's okay. Say anything that you think is true.
Okay, she's gonna talk.
Yeah,
now. Let's let
anything,
her talk.
anything.
Go ahead.
يا شيخ خلاص ليش خجلانة عيب يلا تعال ماما لو سمحتي يلا أي شيء أي شيء احكي بدك إياه إيه طب
رما أنا سوف هقول لك حاجة. Hey, hi. Say whatever you want. We don't force you to talk.
This is not something you're getting marked on. We're just asking if you think. I don't think that women are treated the same as men. Women often get less pay than men get. And often in school, boys are always given sports that they can join, and girls aren't allowed to join the same sports. So all I'm asking you, the simple question is, do you think that girls are treated fairly? Go ahead, honey. We're heading for Rania from UK. Okay, well, now
I
we're
happen to know, can I just say something? I happen to know that they've actually done studies and they have found recently, it's still true,
exactly.
that in the classroom, teachers realize they give more attention to what the boys say than to what the girls say.
Exactly.
They've actually shown
That's
that.
what I want to hear that from them. We know this because I've read.
I know, but I'm trying to encourage them to understand.
I know, I'm trying to. In fact, my thesis was on girls, the difference between girls and boys in school. So I know. Okay, Rania from the UK, tell us, help us. What do you think?
What's it like at Plaspree in your classroom?
Yeah, from Algeria, not UK.
Oh, she lives in the UK right now, Sophie.
What?
Okay, sweetie.
Rama, not Rania.
Say it again, Rama. Okay, go ahead, honey.
خلاص بدك اياه حكي عيب خلاص
In my school, girls are treated better than boys.
Better. Wow. Hey, what up for us? You feel like you're treated pretty fairly then, yeah?
Think she's treated better. I want to hear, in what way are you treated better?
ماسة زري تحت يلا حاج عيب
Yeah, how is it better? How is it better? Can you say how is it better?
Well, because most of the boys always like fight around. That's why girls are treated better. You're crazy. Same.
Okay, that works.
Same.
ماسة
Sure.
You have anything
قولي
to
له
say,
احكي له
Massa?
احكي له رفقاتي تحب بس بيعمل البنات يلا قولي له قولي له ليش
Which ones are treated better? Girls.
هي
فبعدين تعمل
بليز احكي حاجة بالآخر يلا ماما عيب والله عيب حاجة عيب احكي ما حدا شايفك غمض عيونك واحكي احكي طيب ماسة عيب ماسة احكي
Okay, Massa is thinking. While she's thinking and we see the wheels turning, let's go.
أتصدق حق بيزعجك عطول
I'm trying to have some levity here. Muhammad's sister.
قولي له رفيقك اللي بيزعجك
Tell us a
عطول
little bit about what you think.
قولي له عادي
She can't talk. I don't know, there's something with the sound. So.
Yes.
She can't seem to talk, Rania.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead. Rania, Muhammad is close.
What?
Tell him to stop eating and tell him to come over here and help you. Help! Okay.
Boys, they never come when you're done.
Let's listen. Tawfiq, I can't hear. Go ahead. Keep talking, Rania.
ما بعرف. ما بعرف. Like girls are even better than boys.
Oh, yeah, we know. That's a given.
She said boys don't come and girls are always ready.
You have my vote on that. That's for sure.
Dolls and then with boy stuff because boys stuff are like cars and girls are into dolls because they like dress the same as them and give them like a name or make them have their babies. That's the thing that girls like in dolls because dolls, you know, that you can make someone like you that is your same. It's the same. It's like you, or you can make it your best friend. Like you go around out with her and you play with her and do stuff with her. Well, if you see a girl playing with a boyfriend, I don't think girls would play with cars. Some girls that like cars. Well, I'm not in those things. Nope.
Okay.
It does vary, doesn't it, though? Because I know a girl who is absolutely mad crazy about cars.
I'm saying there are plenty of them, probably. It's not only, and there are boys who play with dolls. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
today, that's not what the most.
Hey, Mohammed, this happened to my husband when he was little, when he was like 3
Oh,
years
there
old.
he is. I see him in the background.
Mohammed, when he
Oh, how
was
nice of you to support your sister. Hello.
Here comes the genius. He's here.
Okay, I'm going to ask him a question right now. Mohammed, do you think that boys and girls are treated the same way in school? Or do you think that, what do you think?
I mean, in my school, they are
Yeah.
treated the same way. So, nope. Totally girls better than boys.
Can girls play the same sports as boys play? Are they allowed to?
Yeah, they're allowed to play anything they want in recess. They're allowed to even play soccer or anything. They can even speak about anything they want.
Uh-huh.
That's very different than it was for my daughter in school.
Or for me, or for my kids, or my grandchildren. It wasn't that years ago, Mohammed, girls weren't allowed to play these sports. In fact, my students, which is students of today, when I was in 140 last year, I had them start a whole big thing because they were upset that they weren't allowed to play football.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
They were upset.
But why?
Yeah.
Why can't
my daughter, one of my daughter's best friends in when she was 11, she was one of the best football players. She was one of the best football players of all of the school, including the boys. And she wanted to join the football club in the next year at the higher school, and they would not let her. And she was brokenhearted.
Changing times. Today we're in 2020, and people are more accepting of women. But Rania and Mohammed and Rama and Massa, it's a different time today.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah, years ago we weren't allowed to do these things.
No.
And today it's a real big deal.
Let me add one thing. I just want to say, yes, you're right. 2020 is everything. Anyway, Rania, listen.
I sent you, Tofi. I sent you the Australian, my Australian picture, and the voices talking about boys and girls as best as a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old.
You mean by email? You sent to my email?
It's in your email.
Okay, let me say.
Excuse me.
Thank you. So,
sorry.
I can't finish my word, Latifa. I can't. So,
excuse me. I want to go because have Arabic class for Rama and Massa.
Okay, okay. Go ahead. Thank you for coming.
Lovely to see you all.
Thank you.
We love you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, my darlings. Bye-bye.
We're going to
change.
change.
Give me a call sometime. I want to hear from you.
We're going to change the time of our meetings because the time is not working for Rama and Massa. So we're going to have to make our times like on Saturday or something, so that way they don't have all the lessons that they have. Okay, so let's leave it to the two super kids. Mr. Ted Talks and his sister. Let's, don't you
there's a little plot twist. We made up a play about boys and girls.
Oh, God, I want to hear this.
Prepare this, so there might be a little bit of flaws.
Okay, Mohammed, please.
Go for it.
Take out the background. We see you and
I see them perfectly.
Mama, it's Benny.
What background? Okay, fine, great.
Okay, so a couple of years ago is where the play was like happened. A couple of years ago, we were walking. We were not even born. We were walking one day, and this is in Greek times, you know.
Greek
We were
time.
we were walking one day, and therefore we see a woman getting mistreated, a girl not being able to draw this specific drawing that she has passion for. And that from that day on, we went and put posters around the world. We traveled. We went from the whole entire left side of the world all around to the right side. We traveled the seas, the oceans, everywhere we could go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait. Continue. What do I continue? I don't even know. Continue with the story. Improvise. Then everybody started.
Okay.
And everybody started signing those papers for us to give it to, I don't know, to an authorized person to change the law and to make girls do what boys can do.
Woohoo!
Whoa,
All
and
right.
that's the end of the play. Thank you.
Thank
That's
you
the whole
very much.
Okay.
Wait, is this even
No.
true? Is this
Wonderful.
story?
Mohammed.
Yeah?
Now you think, so in other words, in your opinion, you think that girls are treated fairly. Girls can do anything that boys can do.
I mean, in these recent ages, yes. But in the past dark ages, we know that girls used to be
Right. Go ahead.
we know that girls used to be put in coffins and buried alive. We're pretty far
Yeah.
from that. We're pretty good, alhamdulillah, thank God.
This is what I wanted to say, Mohammed. Sorry. This is what I wanted. Before there was a mess with girls, okay, but now there is no difference. We even noticed that women and girls are more expressive. They have better communication skills, but they still complain. Okay, let me see. Women only complain.
Let's
Okay?
get him, Leah. Let's get him. Go ahead.
Stop complaining. We treat you well. There is no
Oh,
problem.
sorry. No way.
Listen, let me continue. Democracy. I don't think that women and men have any conflict. You call it feminism, women's rights, blah blah. There was nothing. Women and men are together. And
Okay, yeah, you had your time. Other people can talk
I'm
too.
not stopping anyone. I just want to you know what? This word feminism or women's rights, in my opinion, and I expect you.
Not true. I didn't get paid as much as my
I will tell you why.
coworker.
I will tell you.
I did not get paid as much as a
I want to
coworker
tell
who was doing the same job as
I
me.
love you
But I
all.
got more money.
I love you all. Can I say two more
One
words?
more word. That's it.
Yeah. Stop separating women and men. They are all one. And there is more love than any other, one
Okay.
behavior between men and women. We love
Okay. Go
you.
ahead, Leah.
Together we are one. That's it.
Go ahead, Leah. Go get him.
Go. That's it. Yeah, you do one.
I was paid less money doing the same job as a man was doing with
He
me.
doesn't know.
He got
Okay.
more money. We
Okay.
were doing the same job, and I had a better performance rating than he did. Okay, that happened, and that was recently enough to say, hey, that's not good. It still happens. We know it happens statistically. It still is happening that women are not getting paid as much as their co-workers. In the BBC, for example, recently there was a big to do because the women presenters on the radio found they were not getting paid as much as the male presenters on the radio, who were getting paid a huge amount more.
Terrible.
And really, I mean, a huge amount more. And then women presenters were just as good and just as popular as the male presenters. So this is actually something that still continues. It does. It's documented. Tofi, it's documented that
Maybe you need to take
males
some
are
photos.
getting paid more money for the same job as women.
Okay.
They get,
I know.
Tofi, let her speak. You spoke. Go ahead.
and it's also true that girls are still being led more towards the humanities than they are towards the sciences, even though girls are as good as boys in math. It's been proven. Girls are as good as boys in mathematics. There's no difference. But it's also true that boys are more kind of pushed in the direction of mathematics, and girls are pushed more in the direction of something else like art, which is fine, but
It's not
that's
their
not
calling, right?
necessarily where the jobs are.
Well, we
And,
have
and
the
they're-
same thing. We have the same thing in the United States. Women are,
and they also say girls aren't as good in mathematics. They will
that's
say
not
that,
true.
but the proof is that they are as good.
That's right. That's not true. And there are studies being done to show that that's all a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, I know.
Women, I tell you, the only profession in the United States where women are treated the same way as men, teaching. Because when you're hired, there are less men in teaching than there are women. And women have shown in a study that was done not that long ago, maybe 2 years ago, it showed that women outperformed men. They got the same salary as men got the same salary as they did, and more men were dismissed from the profession because their job wasn't equal to women. So Mohammed and Rania, listen to that carefully, because that's something to think about. We have to strive to do better. We are striving to do better as women. But Tofik, for you, I'll show you some studies of which shows that women are not treated the same way as men are treated in the United States. I used it for a book that I just put through, Mr. Right's Fight for Education. It showed that education was not the same for girls
Yeah.
as it was for boys.
I know. I'm absolutely. I
Yeah,
mean, you know, I mean, in my own experience, which I know is older, but still, nevertheless, my parents would not pay for my education. They gave my brother. They bought a house by the university. They bought a house by the university. They bought him a new car to drive. They paid for his education to the point where he's now a rich psychiatrist.
Well, you see what I mean? But that's what I'm talking about. Now, in certain countries all over the world, especially Africa, girls are not allowed to go to school. They have to stay home, and they have to help. When I did that study years ago, they have to help children. The girls in Sierra Leone, when we first started Lynn's Kids 12 years ago, most of them were staying home. Now we have more girls going to school.
Yeah.
Because now parents are starting
awesome.
to be able, they should be doing their own thing, not depending on their children to help them. They can't
What
do
about Afghanistan, where girls have been shot, actually shot with guns, going to school?
Well, look at Boko. Look what Boko did. The point is that to make it a little bit easier for Rama and Mohammed, we're happy to hear what you're saying about equality in schools. We're happy to hear that girls are treated the same way.
Sure.
Because in our time, in the dark ages when Leah and I were there, they weren't treated the same. We were not treated fairly. We were told that we can't do math and science. Yet today, I don't have the statistics, but today there are more women entering the medical field because the doors are open now. But look how many years it took to get those doors open.
Yeah, well, there was a time when women were not allowed in medical school.
That's right.
That was not that far away. That was just in the 20th century.
That's why this is wonderful.
See it, and it was very rare.
Okay.
I actually could write a book on this subject. I was told all my life education is wasted on girls.
Okay.
Education is wasted on girls.
Okay. Can I say my replication to what Lynn and Leah said? So my point is that I believe in that. And without that, I'm not an activist. I'm also activist. But Lynn taught me a lot of things I didn't know before. And you're right, I was like brainwashed before I
Right.
came here. I had more aggressive thoughts. Haram, you know what I mean. Women are less, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean. But when I came here, when I met many other people, especially girls, ladies, co-workers, activists, there were a lot. And still in my country, Morocco, there are great ladies. They were ladies, and I always say to ladies, I'm not saying this to praise myself, that ladies are more progressive than men. And I believe ladies
I'm more
have
progressive.
listen, have some mess, some bad, yes. But the point is that actually this was, as Muhammad started saying, it was maybe, let's say, just I don't know, 5 years ago. But in spite of, this is my point, in spite of
Bring it
concentrating
home.
in separating or creating a conflict, there is a conflict, no way. There is a conflict. We believe in that. Against women who does deserve to be like this. But I'm solution oriented. I wanna add that we don't have time to say women, women. We do this by by humor, by fun. But the fact is that men to stop these. I'm sorry, American talk. This bullshit. What I mean? I mean that we don't have time to criticize. We don't have time to curse. We don't have time to fight to each other. We love Lena. We love uh, Lynn. We love Rama. We love all the ladies, all the girls.
Okay.
Don't you think that we did the fact that women are better than? Don't you think we won't have a solution?
We're talking about equality, not better
I
than.
know we won't.
It's not about being
So
better. It's
to
about
summarize,
it's just about
summarize,
pay and stuff like that, you
yeah,
know.
Finish,
yeah,
because Leia has something to say.
summarize. We are created by God to be together
Right,
and
exactly.
not
Okay.
to
Goodbye.
curse or even criticizing, even
It's
Okay,
not
Leia, go ahead.
fighting, you know. It's not fighting. It's just wanting
or
to be
no.
Let
I
her
don't think
talk,
so.
Sophie.
pay,
No, I didn't finish. I'm sorry.
same
I'm
respect.
selfish.
It's
Never
just wanting not
But stop I mean, stop getting to women their rights. Yes, you're right. Yeah, they don't have their rights. But can we start praising each other? Can we start be good to each other? And that's it. This is my point. I love you all,
to be
ladies.
lovely.
Okay, go
People
ahead,
be
Leia.
good to each other.
That's right,
If,
100%.
if they could be good to each other, that'd be great.
That will
But
cause.
that's not happening.
Okay, let's go back to the kids, because we're doing all the
But
talking.
I gave you some Australian pictures.
Yeah,
Turkey has a picture and a voice of 5-year-old and 2-year-old talking about what they think about boys and girls.
Oh, I love it. I didn't see
Can I
that.
share it? Then,
What?
can I share it now? I got. Can I share?
can
Oh,
I
yeah,
share?
I would love to see it.
Okay, I'm sharing now. Okay.
Okay, this is a perfect
Uh,
story.
let's see. Thank you.
That's your grandchildren?
Yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah. Just calm down, baby. Okay. I'm trying to share.
If we can't, he'll post it and put a smile on a child's face.
I'm doing it, baby. Sorry.
There's a picture and the voice.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm doing it.
Leia, don't forget the Trump book on the 15th and the spiritual woman. I sent you about 5 messages. By now you should have gotten them, okay?
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Mohammed, you can
Yeah.
hear me? I wrote for your book and then I lost it. I was sending it and somehow I lost it. So now I'm rewriting the best I can the story again, okay?
Okay, send it to me. I'll get it to him.
Literally no rush. This book is not even.
Is that okay? There's no rush. It's okay.
No rush. She said, take your time.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you, my love. I lost and I was so frustrated.
I know. I once lost the whole book.
Oh, did you?
What happened to it? And I never found it. So I said to myself,
oh,
Lynn, meant to be, you know. But,
Lynn, that's terrible. A whole book.
Okay, here we go. Stop talking, Tofu. Let's hear.
Check the screen. This is Leia's grandsons and their dad.
Oh,
That's Oshi and Phoebe. That's Phoebe and Ocean.
Okay, you can
Ocean has curly blonde hair, and Phoebe has straight hair.
Okay, so stop talking. You should tell us. Go ahead, Leia.
I say that Ocean is the boy with the curly blonde hair, and Phoebe is the little almost 3-year-old with the straight hair.
Wow, I love it.
And that's the dad behind them.
Okay, I'm trying to share the audio file. Yeah.
Well, before he shares, Leia, while he's sharing, why don't you tell us a little bit about what they said? In case he can't get it right now.
They I think were really not very interested in the boys my grandson was interested in his friends who were boys, and my granddaughter Phoebe was interested in her friends who were girls. And they really didn't have much to say about the other sex. They didn't have, they were girls, and that's what they were interested in. And they were boys, that's what they were interested in.
Okay. Rama, do you have any friends that are Rania? I am so confused. I don't know who's who. Do you have any friends that are boys? Or do you only have friends that are girls?
Me?
Yeah.
Of course no boys. Of course no boys.
Not boys, you see? You see, that's your theory there, right there. And Mohammed, do you have any friends that are girls?
I do, Najat, but not my age.
I'm talking about your age.
No, I don't have it.
You know what I mean? So you see that there is a sexist society in which girls are here, boys are here, but they're not here. That only happens when you get older.
Yeah, it's true. And another funny thing happens, which is again actually something that's interesting. I'd like to know, Mohammed, and all of you guys, I'd like to know, when girls get older, like when they're 15 and 16, are they still treated the same at school as the boys? And do they go to college?
Even wherever you go, like in any school, any society, anything, it's the same treatment. There's nothing changed. Nothing changes, because if anything changes, they could just go straight up to authority, and they'll be like, "Hey, they're treating us like trash," and they'll change that immediately. Or at least they'll change that. That's for sure.
You live in a marvelous place. I think I'll move to Algeria.
No matter where you are, they're not together at that age. As they get older, then they're together. So that's what we're seeing, and this is interesting, because girls today have more power than they ever had. And we have to keep promoting that. And as a young man, Mohammed, who is famous for Mr. TED Talks and everything else, even though he doesn't mention his grandma, Mr. Mohammed, Mr. Mohammed will learn to be more considerate to women. And that's the important thing. You have to learn to respect women, the same as Tofik is. Well, Tofik always respected women. Oh, Kavita's here. Yay. Okay.
Hi.
Hi,
So,
Kavita.
Sophie, what happened to
Now, go ahead, talk.
I'm just
Quiet.
working on
It might not happen, so don't, let's see.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Kavita.
Hi,
you
Kavita.
you sent me a file with the wrong uh, file extension. I'm fixing it. Go ahead.
Okay, so the
Go ahead.
point is what we're discovering here is we're discovering that girls and boys are basically just not staying together at that age. It has to happen at a later time. And that seems okay to me. I mean, I just, there's no rush to anything like that. The boys have their own friends, girls have their own friends. But statistically speaking, because I just finished that book on education, women still do not make the same as men, in the same roles as men, outperforming the men. They're still not making as much money. So we still have a long way to go on improving our world and making it equal for both men and women. And that's not even
True.
making it equal for black and white. You know, this is the big difference.
What you say is true. I have read the same things, and I'm glad that you wrote that book. It's a real problem and very unfair. I had several friends who had PhDs. It still happens, and they have their doctorates, and they're working in jobs with men who have no degrees. In order, women have to work harder, do more to even get just the same sort of place as these guys in the jobs.
Hi, Kavita.
You really do. That's what I have found. In the UK, in any case, you know, it's true.
Okay, we have somebody new here now. We have Kavita. Kavita, where you live, Sophie, can I speak? Kavita, where you live, is the education the same for girls as it is for boys? Are girls treated equally? Or are they treated differently? I don't know if she hears us, Sophie.
Yeah, she's gonna finish. Please, come down, please.
Can I just say something?
Say whatever you want, honey. Just jump in.
I just want to clarify what I think happens because I know that there's gender inequality in some places, but it's not because they don't like them. I think it's because they don't appreciate what they do. They're like, hey, they do nothing. I hate them for not doing anything. But if you actually look closer, they do more than you could imagine. Because in us here, one of the beginners of being a doctor and medical teaching was an Arabic girl. She was in the desert, and it was the first medical treatment, and she'd have little tents where she'd take her patients. She was the first medical treatment girl, and she was the only one that could treat them medically. So that's a very big role, because if she didn't know, nobody would have known until the 19s maybe. And this is a very long time ago, about 500 to 600 years between that. It was very, very long ago.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. In Europe, it before the 12th century, women were allowed to be physicians, and there were lots of women physicians, and also novelists. And there was a period of time where women were doing quite a lot of things, and then the laws came in and guilds came in, and they were prevented from doing these things. But they did. There's a period of time where they did do them. They were physicians.
I just don't understand what changed that. Was it people's ideas, or was it anything like politics, or was it any rules that changed that? Why did some people just change automatically from thinking hey, girls could do everything the boys may do, but oh wait, no, girls aren't better than boys. They can't do what we do. What? Yeah. Just because they're girls doesn't mean that they can't fight back, you know?
I know, it's very strange, Muhammad. I mean, for a long time, even up until maybe, I don't know, maybe even to the 20th century, quite a lot of writers, novelists, would use a male name to sell their book, because being
Yeah,
a
I
female
understand
would
that.
not sell their book as well.
Isn't
And
that
so that's
something?
why you have like a famous author like George Eliot.
Right.
George Eliot is a woman, and yet she's one of the greatest novelists of all time.
Wonderful. But the fact that a
Yeah.
woman has to go through something like that to sell a book shows you what our world is like, and that's a scary part.
I mean, honestly, my ideas of humanity is
Yeah,
to
okay,
be
I
an
can hear it.
honestly, the animals who are going through this circle of life are better than us at doing anything. They're actually doing their role in the world. Unlike us, sometimes, not all of us, don't mean to generalize or anything, but unlike some of us, we may not do our work. Okay, that's our future, but it's also because of the world. If you have worked that last hour, maybe you would have been a scientist and evolved us, and now we could work and go to Uranus or Jupiter or even make aliens, find them or anything. Just people really give up easily, and they don't know what humanity even means, even though they're humans.
Yeah.
What? That doesn't make any sense. It's like not knowing how to eat when you're an animal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have brains, but like honestly, I think that the more we evolve, the more rules we have, the more people actually get so restricted that everybody thinks in a box. Like now, when you go to a salesman or anything, you ask him anything about
You
like
have
how
to
much
think out of
it
the box.
costs. He knows anything about it. But if he goes to another salesman, he doesn't know anything. He does not know what his prices are. That's why you need to study the prices, study the great prices. You need to know the people. You can't just barge in like it's a coffee shop, sit down and get a coffee. That's not how life is. Honestly, so many of us. And I say like almost, I don't want to like say too much, but almost a very big percentage of people forget that one thing that you need to always do in life, and it's celebrate your achievements.
100%.
Yes. Yes.
100%. Hallelujah.
Correct.
Very, very well said, Mohammed. Very well said.
What does it really mean? Celebrate your achievement. What do you mean
Hello,
by that?
Muhammad.
Exactly.
For me, celebrating your achievements is actually appreciating and saying, hey, I did this. That's perfect. I'm evolving. Not like, hey, let's throw a party. I made my bed. No, that's ridiculous. But what I mean by that is you should be positive about anything that happens to you and anything that you do. Because no matter what happens, after bad things comes good. And the
That's
most
a lovely way of seeing it. Lovely. Lovely.
Bring it out there, baby.
is that humans can't stand other humans. You can't stand your own species? What in the world?
Yeah.
The same as
Yeah.
you. Like, listen, girls and boys, okay, they're humans, they've got a heart, they've got a brain. That's what matters. Doesn't matter how their hair looks or how they are or well, anything.
Solve the world problems in 10 minutes. 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
It matters that you have the same, like, heart. You use the same things in life. We use our heart to get blood. We use our brain, and we have a body. We've got eyes. We've got mouths. We've got nose. Unless you're a little unfortunate, then may God help you. But anything else, seriously, people can't stand other people.
I really love this kid.
Yeah.
Reason only. And that's either they don't know the same things as them, as in religion, or they don't have the same qualifications as them, as in skin color, or they don't come from the same place as them, as in country. You literally, look, listen, it's called one world because it's one world. It's not divided by 1,000 for you to say, this guy isn't like me, so I don't like him. He's from the same planet, he's a human, unless he's an animal that's speaking to your face. I don't think that that's possible. But honestly, anybody could be as dumb as to disgust your own species. Like,
I love it.
And this
Yeah,
is
yeah, it's so true, but well said. Very
Oh,
well said.
Wow.
yeah, this is my point.
What a kid.
Concentrate on one another.
Wonderful.
Forget about maybe think of something that separates us. And this is this, and you get it.
Okay, excellent. Mohammed, I can't thank you enough, and I can't thank your sister enough. Wonderful meeting. Mohammed, if you would like to write something about peace for our Lynn's Kids book, a new book, which won't be due till February 1st, about peace. It could be a page, it could be whatever you want it to be.
Okay, and then thinking about what happened today in US concerning Trump is out, doesn't work.
Okay.
Sophie, you couldn't get the recording to work.
The audio file you sent me is corrupt.
Okay,
I
whatever.
want to send the next time. I want to fix it.
I sent two.
Yes,
One is the children, and one was a mistake.
Yeah, well, it didn't
I'll
work.
tell you later. Go
I'll
ahead.
tell you privately.
There are
Okay,
two
this is
of them.
what we saw in the United States yesterday was a terrible injustice. They stormed the Senate and
Yeah.
the Capitol building, and they took
I
over
saw
the Capitol
that.
building, and they did it, and 4 people died. For what? For a president who just wants power and can't seem to get over his own ego. So it shows you that what Mohammed said is right. If we learn to get along with each other and not go for power struggles and things like that, we would be much better off.
To
So
have a peaceable world.
that's why the book is being written about peace.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
So,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I prepared something for you guys, and I'm very proud of her for doing this since it's her first time making a graphic, photo. But it came out pretty well.
That. Wow.
Oh, wow.
We
Oh,
are
yeah.
amazing, okay?
We're all amazing. We're
Yeah.
all souls beautiful.
Oh, I love that. That's wonderful.
Girls
Yeah.
are as great or even better.
Thank
Great.
you, Mohammed. That's wonderful.
Thank you,
What
Mohammed. I love how you make
I
these
mean, he has a
things.
way of putting things into words that we can't
Stop
say. I
kidding.
mean,
Stop kidding.
okay. Okay, I think we took everybody's time, and I think we took enough time. I want to thank Mohammed and his beautiful sister for helping us out today, and Leah
Yes, thank you so much, darling.
for coming.
It's so good to see you, and to hear you.
Start thinking of next Thursday in the Mohammed Hour what you would like to talk about, Mohammed, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe achievements might be a good, appreciating your achievements might be a good subject.
Yeah.
Mohammed, I sent you. Go ahead.
Honestly, I'm leaning towards changing a little bit of the subject since we were speaking about we spoke about the people in need and the ways. It's just we were speaking about how to be a good human, but we don't know what a human is. So next, I want this humanity and what being human is.
Okay. The next week you can explain it to us on Thursday. How's that?
Sometime, Mohammed, I'd like to hear what you have to say about how people can become more tolerant.
Okay, so we're going to put everything into next Thursday. It might be
Okay.
it might be the Mohammed hour and a half instead of hour. Go ahead.
Finish, Mohammed.
Yes,
I
we're
sent you 3 or 4 Zoom meeting recording straight to your messenger, and I just remind you, we agreed that I sent you all the Zoom meeting. And by the way, can you imagine how much Zoom meeting we did since we started 92 Zoom meeting. We did. So what is that? I will send you the most good ones, and especially the ones where you were.
And I'm gonna edit them and put them in a big video on my channel, and I'll put the link.
Good, fabulous.
That's it. But there was a lot of data. Okay, so my advice is to try to mix them, and the most space you can do in that global review will be listen. Don't must not exceed 15 minutes. That's it.
Okay, it's long enough. He knows.
And you can send me to watch updates.
Okay, great. Okay, we're counting on you. Next Thursday we will have them in half an hour.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Love you.
Love you. We'll
Thank
see you
you
next
for your
Thursday.
play. Thank you
Leah,
for
we'll
your-
see you Monday at the Saving Souls Women's Network.
Bye bye.
Okay. You can
Bye.
talk to me anytime.